My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is May 9th, 2023. It is 12:49 a.m. I just finished the thumbnails for the video that I did for the party. Not party, the coronation, whatever. Harry went to pretty much his day on May 6th. Whatever he did, I sort of sums it up. I didn't really watch the coronation. I just saw some feed that come on my timeline, and the ones that pretty much capture my attention, I grabbed it and then put the video together. And it was easy for me to put because when I have those ideas, it's easy to put them together. But when you start looking for clips, that's when the time, the time consuming takes place. So it took me a while to do it, but I had the idea of putting it together like that. Okay, because I know what I had and I know what I had to search to get what I needed to make the video. And lately I've been very reluctant to make thumbnails, but I see the difference when there is a thumbnails rather than the one that YouTube will pick from the video. So I took my time to do it. Anyway, so let's go on Twitter. Like I said, I did not follow the coronation. As a matter of fact, I pretty much share with you on my community board. I went hiking and I came back sore. My leg is still sore. I need to do more exercise. So let's get to it. So these I didn't put on the list. I'm gonna focus on the list, but this is what popped up on my timeline right now. Okay, come on now, let me know when you see it. No spoiler in the comments. Okay, possible spelling mistake notice and coronation invite to Ukraine First Lady Olena Zelenska, First Lady of Ukraine. Whatever. Okay, will someone throw her a donut? Oh my god, she's skinny. Okay, so this is a picture. It's just not good. All right, so whatever. Okay, wait a minute. It's like, wait a minute. Yeah, then tell me Katy Perry had the nerve to say some shit about Meghan's wedding dress. Oh, she did? She said something about... You know what? Let me focus on my list, okay? Let me focus on my list, because if I follow Twitter, I'll never finish. Okay, so this is what I put on my list for you. So this is the first tweet. Oh, before I get started, sorry. I realize my phone, when I go on my phone, there's different feed that comes through my phone. When I go on my private account, a different feed comes. When I go on PYTE, a completely different feed that comes in. So most of these that I'm gonna share with you are from my private account. I was like, what the hell? I don't see these, and I think now am I following? See, like this one I'm not following, so now I should follow, because when you see common sense post, these are people you might, you want to hear what they have to say. Okay, so let's get started. Once Black America decided to have Meghan and Harry's back, they quickly became the only members of the royal family many of us cared about. Invitation to the cookout takes a tons of effort and understanding, especially for white men, but Harry's put in the work and is now part of the family. Okay, so there's that. I love this picture, the way Meghan is looking at him. It's the same kind of hungry eyes Harry usually gives Meghan. So there's Meghan giving it to him too. Okay, so let's continue. Is that the same person? No. Okay, so these are the comments. Can we please say America? I was so proud of Meghan. Oh, I see why she said that, because she said Black American. Black America, Black America. But first, if you look, okay, I'm not gonna dispute with her. She's right, but I could understand. Okay, another word, I understand both of them. This, the V Cook and J Perk, I understand both of them. When you look at the fabric of America, when I say America, I'm talking about USA. Okay, the way things is going. If majority of black people in America did not speak out against the nonsense that Meghan was going through, majority of white American who pretty much will see what Meghan is going through, they say it's wrong. Again, this is my opinion. I'm not saying is everyone. Just like this person said, please say America. Another way to include everybody. But if black American did not speak out, show full force support for Meghan, you will not see that. So white American who probably will see the forces that were against Harry and Meghan, I would say will be somewhat intimidated to speak out. They will see the wrong, but majority of them will not speak against it. The voices that you hear pretty much is what that lady says, wants black America. So she's pretty much, let's say for instance, if I were to tell in terms of percentage of these two comments, I will say this one 90% and this one at the bottom, the comment, I will say 80%. Because when you see the wrong that is happening, majority of the time is black American who speak against the wrong. Okay, I understand it's not every white American that's like that. The same way this one speak out, and I applaud her for saying that as well. But when you see things that's happening in the United States, when the wrong is happening, okay, perfect example. Okay, when you look at what Trump is doing, look at all since Trump was in power, since Trump was president, look at all the investigations that were going on against him. Majority of those people who were in control of those investigations were white. What happened to Trump? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. They bring the facts, they do everything. You see absolutely nothing. Still now, nothing have been done to Trump. But when you look at what's happening in New York, go back to Pt1. Some of the things that I've said, and I said the reason why some of the things that were happening with Cuomo, with all of that, it's because there were a lot of crime that were committed in New York, and he was afraid they were gonna go after him. Okay, and one major thing that I've said regarding Trump, I'm gonna come back to Meghan. Okay, one of the things that I said about Trump is that when he first ran for office, and I said that was his biggest mistake. One of his biggest mistake was running for presidency. And then I said who were the smartest people in his family. I didn't mention was it his niece? No, I didn't mention her at all because she's very outspoken. I said the the smartest people in Trump's family were the daughter that's is it Marlon Maple or something, the mother. Okay, you don't see her get involved, and I said she was one of the smartest, and I think the mother makes sure to keep her out of that politic thing, but she will show up to support for ceremonial things and whatever. Okay, and the other women that were smart in the Trump family was Trump Jr. ex-wife. The minute that, just look when they got divorced. And then one of the things that she did was, I believe she had some inheritance from her family. Whoever left some stuff for her, she made sure she grabbed that with her. Okay, so these were the smartest people in the family, because once you run for office, they're gonna wanna snoop into your private stuff to find out what's going on, because they know the nonsense Trump is running, so they don't want to be part of it. Are you hearing their names into that thing? No, you're having majority of the of Trump older kids are in trouble pretty much with the law. And then when you look at in New York and New York and Georgia, you see 2 black prosecutors. Things is rolling in. Okay, and you see the effort the white American are going, you know, try to prevent them from further investigating Trump and trying to prevent them from prosecuting him. Okay, so back to this now. This is the example that I'm telling you. Okay, this is the thing. This is why I say I could understand her speaking out, saying that once Black America decided to have Meghan and Harry's back, okay, they quickly became the only member of the royal family many of us care about. Okay, then other people who probably felt the same way could now feel more comfortable to speak out against the wrong that was being done to Harry and Meghan, because there's a big group of majority of people who see the wrong and then are speaking out against it. Okay, like I said, both of them are right, but in a different level. All right, so let's read some of the comment. I went on. Okay, can we please say America? I was so proud of Meghan entering the royal family with her rescue pups, her humanitarian work, amazing compassion and work ethic. What I then saw done to her and then to Harry was disgusting. Camilla is wicked. Harry and Meghan are an inspiration and ours. And the other thing too, we must always give Meghan credit for that. When she married into the royal family, she didn't forget her root, because a lot of people will easily do that, to see this is the high class of society, and then all of a sudden to turn back. Don't I will not say, what's the best way of putting it, like turn her back against where she came from, or pretend she didn't come from a humble beginning, this kind of thing. She embraces everything that, you know, that made her who she is. This is what really special about Meghan. She embraced every single thing that made her who she is. All right, and this is one of the things that I truly feel very proud of her for doing that, and this is why I support her. One of the reasons. There's so many other reasons. One of the reasons. Okay, the first reason was the fact that the tabloid was running their mouths against her when she didn't do anything, and then later on I found out more and more and more. It makes me more passionate about supporting her. All right, so that's that. Let's see some of the comments. Okay, here speaks for yourself. Okay, she speaks for herself. Okay, yep. Don't forget Harry's mom, Diana, too. Our mamas and grandmas love her. Princess Diana had her cookout invite, so that's another good way of putting it. It's true. Okay, your bar is too low. Well, if you think that, do you know what bottom feeder is? They claim, the royal family claim they are high society. They put themselves in that pedestal. But once you look deep into their core values, they are bottom feeders. So that tells a lot about this person who wrote that. Okay, Harry is not only invited to my cookout, but I will make his favorite foods. Okay, he showed up and left the Coronation like some of my relatives at Thanksgiving. Good for him. Okay, I bought a piece of cheesecake to enjoy in honor of Prince Archie's birthday. This royal family is the only one worth celebrating, in my opinion. Okay, fact. Okay, whatever is here, that's it. I didn't even need to be that way, the royal family, but it seems they all made their choice. Yeah, definitely. And so, I've seen some comment. I mean, I've avoided a lot of things. I didn't share some stuff because I got tired with some of the nonsense. We already know they don't accept Meghan. We know that. And then some people are complaining and saying, oh, look at they letting Andrew wearing this, letting that. To sums up some of the things, when push comes to shove, because a lot of Brits are angry. A lot of Brits are angry. There was one of those posts that I saw, I think regarding protesting. If you don't allow peaceful, if I'm paraphrasing, it's not the exact word. You probably will see it in one of my videos. If you don't allow peaceful protest, then you will force them to be like violent protesting, something like that. Okay, that's not the way it was said, but it's something like that. So there's a lot of angry people in the UK. So when push come to shove, if they have to run out, guess what? All those people who wear those fancy whatever Ipsy or Party City kind of costume and all of that, these are the people they're gonna, let me not say, because this is up to the Brits to make that choice, but they made that choice. Okay, they made that choice, and we know Harry is still wants to keep that family aspect of it, but the system, he doesn't like it. Okay, and he made his choice as well. All right, he did expertly execute the quote show my face and quote maneuver yesterday. I'll give him credit for that. I like to know how he does with quote who all gonna be there. Okay, Harry and Meghan been invited to the cookout and in fact are in charge of bringing a dish, preferably served cold. All right, so there's more comment. Let's move on. Okay, there's this. They spent £350 million to try to make the remaining royals as popular as Harry and Meghan. British media and kind contribution is hundreds of thousands of articles and thousands of hours of TV over the past 6 years. Now they're doing American reality TV and making home videos. Did I bookmark this? There was something that I saw where William is doing, what is it? He hired someone to do something for him. Is it TikTok or some background thing? I don't know. So the things that they were accusing Harry and Meghan of, okay, bringing cameras to do all of this, pretty much they were the one who's doing it. Okay. Let's read some of the comment. They have so much content from their perfect royal over there. Really wish they will keep the focus on the other side of the pond. Okay, they had 5-year-old Louis out for his first official engagement today, misbehaving and fed up with with it 5 minutes in. See, I didn't watch it, I didn't see it. Then even said thank you for the food he was handed, snatch it. Oh, really? He's fed up on his first outing, exploiting so young, and that can't even save them. Despicable. Okay, I didn't see that. I didn't see that. Like I said, I didn't watch it. Whatever clip that I did for the video, this is the way I sums up everything else. Okay, they just need to claim the L and call it a day. It won't work. All they've done is encourage comparisons in which they came away looking like dry toast. If they were smart, they'll focus on their countrywide duties and stop embarrassing themselves. But alas. Okay, and all of it for nothing, because you can buy that Sussex sparkle. That's for sure. Okay, their brand is impenetrable. That is true. That is true. Point blank, period. And there's nothing those two or Fort can do to change that. Queen Elizabeth II to what little magic was left to the crypt. To the crypt. Even her jewelry lost its luster. Okay, they will soon learn that it's the people and not the title. Thank you. There it is. It's the people. I've been saying this, not in this video, but in other videos. Okay, and all they've succeeded in showing is the constant flop. All right, there's that. They are pathetic. Charisma can be manufactured. It is outward expression of what lies within. Ooh, I love the way she put that. Charisma can be manufactured. It is an outward expression of what lies within. Exactly. Bullseye. Received warmly by those who experienced it. Harry and Meghan have it. The rest, you can feel the desperation. Yeah. This is why they have to go. They can't really do things and out of the spontaneous. That's the word. Spontaneous. They have to follow a blueprint, something that someone have done before that was successful, and they can only follow that. But if for them to come up with something brand new on top of that, they can do it. It's a blueprint they have to follow. Some of the pictures that I saw coming out, you see the dress that Meghan wore for the funeral. I see different version of it from pictures that were popping up on my timeline. I don't know if some of them I bookmarked them. but I was like, oh, they copied the same kind of thing. But anyway, let's continue. Okay, quote, Harry dreams of endless Harry's dreams of endless retractions, which meant no end of revelation. He knew, of course, that some people would be aghast at first, but he had faith that they soon see, because someone else already talked about it and got it wrong. Okay, spare best royal reads. Okay, so the NewYorker.com. Notes from Prince Harry's ghostwriter. Okay, collaboration and his memoir. Spare met spending hours together and Zoom meeting his inner circle and gaining a new perspective on the tableau. Okay, what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna click on it, but I'm not gonna read it. There's a lot of tweet to go over. Okay, it's a decent read. It's a decent read, so you guys could check it out. Okay, the link will be in the description. So let's go back to Twitter. Okay, so she picked some quote from the book, from the article. Okay, I found his story as he outlined it in broad stroke relatable and infuriating. In retrospect, though, I think I selfishly welcome the idea of being able to speak with someone expert about that never-ending feeling of wishing you could call your mom. End quote. Wow. Note from, that's the from there again, the same thing, right? Is that different? Note from Prince Harry ghostwriter. Note from, yeah, that's the same thing, I think. Okay, anyone have the archive version? Okay, I'm out of New York. Okay, I'm out of New Yorker articles for this month. Okay, a day when I hate that I have a busy work morning. There's that. Can't wait to read this. Okay, this tells me more. Okay, this tells me more books can be written. All right, so that's from the article. Oh, I said, okay, okay, it made sense now, but I still refuse. Why? Because I told him everything you just said is about you. You want the world to know that you did a good job, that you were smart. But strange as it may seem, memoir isn't about you. It's not even the story of your life. It's a story carved from your life. Wow. A particular series of events chosen because they have the greatest resonance for the widest range of people. And at this point in the story, those people don't need to know anything more than that your captors said a cool. Alright, beautifully done. That part right there was for those so-called royal experts, the Wooten, Camilla, Tomney, Angela, Levine, Pierce, Morgan, Emila, Andrews, Tom Brower, Lady Colin Campbell bunch. You don't know shit what you say about Harry's life. Stop with the damn fan fiction and lies. Okay, quote, along with pretty much anyone who has had anything to do with Harry, I woke one morning to find myself squinting into a gigantic searchlight. What a destructive industry. Beautifully read. Okay, I love the truth of this, which is also the truth of Spare, which is why it resonates with so many people all over the world, of many cultures and many personal experiences. Each of us has the right to say ourselves into being, or we lose ourselves. Okay, there's different quote being picked from the article. Heard that imperious Windsor motto, never complain, never explain, is really just a pedophile omerta, which my wife suggests might have prolonged Harry's grief. His family actively discouraged talking, stoicism for which they widely lauded, but if you don't speak your emotion, you serve them, and if you don't tell your story, you lose it. Or this is the thing, before I was aware Spare was gonna come out, through my videos I was like, they're gonna have to tell their story, because the way that I saw things was happening, they were erasing their truth as they're moving forward. Okay, let's see here. And if you don't tell your story, you lose it, or what might be worse, you get lost inside it. Telling is how we cement detail, preserve continuity, stay sane. We set ourselves into being every day, or else. Okay, heard, Harry, heard. All right, wow, this was an excellent read. I am so glad that you peel back the layers to share what your experience was like with Andre Agassi and Prince Harry. Now I will reread this entire article after I metabolize. Okay, there's a lot of quote being picked from there. After what's on the screen, that's it. Alright, quote, I can't think of anything that rankles quite like being called slappy by people who routinely trample facts in pursuit of their royal prey. Exactly. Alright. Quote, I can't think of anything that rankles quite like being called slappy by people who routinely trample facts in pursuit of their royal prey. End quote. Exactly. Good to hear from the ghost. Quote, Harry first felt liberated when he fell in love with Meghan, and again when they fled Britain, and what he felt now for the first time in his life was heard. Excellent. All right, so this is the last one. If you see what's below here, okay, let me read this and then that. Okay, this is such a lovely write-up. I am glad writing this book has helped Harry heal and feel heard. After a lifetime of being denigrated, it really must be liberating. Also, the story about Harry wanting to show the world he was intelligent was super relatable. Bless him. Okay, so this is the last one. Such a good read this is. Some of my favorite parts. Harry had faith people will understand why he did it. His deep knowledge of Moana, Meghan, and Archie's afternoon walks. There's the heart. The absolute followery of TK Maxx lay bare. The British press jabberwocky on bonkers hot takes. Alright, let's see what you pick from there. New Yorker. He does, and your task is to find that person fast and interview his socks off. As the pandemic waned, I was finally able to travel to Montecito. I went once with my wife and children. Harry won the heart of my daughter, Gracie, with his vast Mohona scholarship. His favorite scene, he told her, is when Hey, the silly chicken, find himself lost at sea. I also went twice by myself. Harry put me up in his guest house where Meghan and Archie will visit me on their afternoon walks. Meghan, knowing I was missing my family, was forever bringing trays of food and sweets. Wow. Okay. Little by little, Harry and I amassed hundreds of thousands of words. When we weren't Zooming or phoning, we were texting around the clock. In due time, no subject was off the table. I felt honored by his candor, and I could tell that he felt astonished by it and energized. While I was emphasized storytelling and scenes, Harry couldn't escape the wish that, quote, spare, and quote, might be a rebuttal to every lie ever published about him. As Borge dreamed of endless libraries, Harry dreams of endless retraction, which meant no end of revelation. He knew, of course, that some people will aghast at first, quote, why on earth will Harry talk about that, end quote, but he had faith that they will soon see, because someone else already talked about it and got it wrong. Okay, I didn't have time to be horrified. When the book was officially released, the bad translation didn't stop, they multiplied. The British press now converted the book into their native tongue, that jabberwocky of bonkers, hot takes, and classic snark. Facts were wrenched out of context. Yep, like they did with the Taliban thing. Okay, facts were wrenched out of context. Complex emotion were reduced to cartoonish idiocy. Innocent passages were hyped into outrage. That's right. And there were so many falsehoods. One British newspaper chased down Harry's flight instructor. Headline, quote, Prince Harry's army instructor says story in spare book is completely fantasy. Hours later, the instructor posted a lengthy comment beneath the article, swearing that those words, completely fantasy, never came out of his mouth. Indeed, they were nowhere in the piece, only in, my goodness, facts and pursuing of their royal prey. And this now happened every few minutes to Harry and by extension to me. In one section of the book, for instance, Harry revealed that he used to live for the yearly sale at TK Maxx, the discount clothing chain. Not so fast, said the monarchist at TK Maxx Corporate, who rushed out a statement declaring that TK Maxx never had sales, just great saving all the time. Oh snap, gotcha, Prince George Santos, except that people around the world immediately posted screenshot of TK Maxx touting sale on its official Twitter account. Surely TK Maxx's effort to discredit Harry's memoir was unrelated to the company's long-standing partnership with Prince Charles and his charitable trust. There it is. Yeah, I have the pictures. Oh my goodness. I think this is a good read. Once I finish this recording, I'll put it on my community board for people to see it. All right, let me make sure I'm already 30 minutes. Harry's dream. All right, let's go to the. Looks like I'm gonna have more than 2 videos because I have more. All right, next tweet. There's that. I heard that UK royalists are threatening to boycott Dior. They are writing their complaints and threatening to dump Dior while on their way from the food banks. I didn't read all of that. When I saw am I following this? You see, this it's something that came from my phone. I was not following this person. All right. So let's read. I heard that UK royalists are threatening to boycott Dior. They are writing their complaints and threatening to dump Dior while on their way from the food banks to the warming centers. Dior is trembling with fright. I'm sorry. I'm laughing. It's not funny, but these people, I don't think they understand the situation over there. This is why the royal family get away with their nonsense. They brainwash these people. They don't see where they're going. They don't even have money to buy their own food. They're going to food banks for food, and there's Dior. They can't even afford Dior. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see here. Royalists vow never to buy Dior again. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's sad. Really sad. Really sad. Really sad. Really sad. There's the laugh here. Okay, that suit was a disgrace. Crumble with no braces either. He was robbed. Whatever. All right. Someone respond here. Which suit was trembling? This suit was expertly tailored and move with his body. Get your eyes checked. Yep. But when I was doing the video for the what do you call this? The to summarize May 6th, like the party thing, I realized I think they put Harry in the middle. You see that grand entrance? This is how I got the idea, because when they were coming in, they put Harry in between them, so Harry don't have that grand entrance that he did with Meghan. They didn't want him by himself. And one thing that I realized was the other Charles' brother, Andrew. Okay, Andrew was, I think, in my humble opinion, unless if he ran late, because I didn't watch the whole thing, but from the clip that I have, Andrew was, I think, was supposed to be somewhat next to Harry, to somewhat block him. He didn't do that, and that's how I got the shot, and the idea came to me. Because the whole point was to hide Harry. That's all. He's here, but you're supposed to hide him. And this is why they wanted to know where he's supposed to be, if he's truly coming, so they could arrange the seat. What do you have? Now that they know he's coming, they put Anne in front of him to block him with that freaking feather. Oh my God, these people are full of pettiness. It's childhood things. And you see Harry's face when he saw Anne. They were laughing, and I think Harry understood. And this is why I like Anne too. It's like Anne, I don't know what they say. Okay, I really don't know. From the picture that I have, it seems like Anne came to Harry and said, "Look, I'm here for you. I'm here to block you." I man is not hiding anything. All right, so they put Anne in front of him to black Harry's face, and then the camera is still focusing. I mean, come on. I didn't even see any videos that came on my timeline where Charles was entering. Everything was focusing on that freaking feather. But anyway, let's read what's there and then move on. UK is in recession now. Food banks everywhere. This is no time to afford high-end designer like Dior. Exactly. Okay. Is it time for a more than £250 million coronation? Is it time to roll down the street and gold carriage? The people who could do something about food banks just blew a fortune on a 2-hour ceremony. Harry does not live in the UK, and all the other royals were high-end designer. Hey, this is the thing they don't see. They don't see it. And then they were protesting. They blacked the protesters and they arrest some of them. I've shared some videos already. Okay, and he pays for his own clothes. That's another thing. Cherry on top. Okay, Dior sales and stocks are up to the roof. Really? Very interesting. I'll look into that. Okay, let's go to the next tweet. Right, there's that. There's his smile here. Okay, look at his smile. That man was counting the minutes before he could get the hell out of there. Exactly. All right, good on him. Was told he can get pics with family on the balcony, only working royals, but Camilla's sister and all her grandkids were there, but the king's son wasn't allowed. Disgusting. This is something for the UK to realize. Okay, this is something for the UK citizen to realize what is going on. Okay, so at this point, okay, whatever happened to the royal family, the institution, who give a damn if the people don't realize it. Okay, what really matters to me, it's what's happening in the US. The nonsense that Charles trying to get himself. Oh, one of the videos that I share on one of my other video had the American Idol. YouTube blacked it, so I had to remove it. Okay, you're not gonna see it. All right, Camilla plays the long game. She dated Andrew, met Charles. Oh, I didn't know she dated Andrew. Really? She dated Andrew, met Charles. Okay, she ain't acceptable, but Charles loves her. Skills. She marries Parker Bowles. Charles married Diana. Camilla divorced Bowles, still attached to Charles, even though he's married to Diana. Oh, so she had a thread. Okay, Anne was dating Mr. Parker Bowles after Camilla was finished with him. There's no laugh. That family should never be anywhere near where morals, morality are necessary. Jimmy certainly fixed it for them. And then he married Camilla, and after she divorced him, she got back together with Charles. Now Kate may be a gold digger, but Camilla was in no place to throw stones. That's for sure. I love him. Okay, this was Prince Harry after the coronation. I know. I was looking for the video itself, because I wanted the sound along with it, with his smile, because I've seen the video and I can't find it, so I left it alone. And I move on to the next one. Next tweet. Okay, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, Meghan's husband, Prince Archie, and Princess Lilibet dad. That is all. That is true. Am I following this person? You see, these were tweets that were coming on my private thing. I was not seeing her on my timeline on PYTE. Me, hey Harry. Okay, Sam, how you doing? Okay, what he was on our neck and that Dior suit. Okay, I like that smile and nod. Rocking it. Prince Harry. Oh, I just think he's looking at me. Let's go to the next one. Next tweet. Okay. Truly, the only photo from the whole coronation that means anything to me. Prince Harry, vilified by the press, crucified in the media, yet turns up smiling, self-confident, courageous. The only royal with integrity, an officer and a gentleman. God save Prince Harry. Yep, that's it. That is true. But I don't know if you guys realize that. What's her name? Her. Andrew's daughter. The first one. I think that's the first one. She seemed to be very skinny. I don't know, but whatever. he's smirking because he wants it to be awful so he can sell the story. Apparently, Dior have advertised that they dress him. Why do you think they dressed him? And yeah, they have to, they are a business. Business is about profit. So they're talking about it. When it's a positive thing, they have to talk about it. The same, you have the royal family who have absolutely nothing of significant to give to people, but they want to be in everybody's face. They have nothing of significant. Okay? They want to be in everybody's face. American Idol, they told Meghan to go back to America, but yet they're coming to American Idol. They're not a freaking American Idol. This is not people to idolize. Those two immoral people, I don't even know what to say about them. Okay, so let's finish with that. Let's see here. He's smirking because he wants it to be awful so he can, well, he wasn't the one who arranged everything. You guys, they wear some fancy stuff, a feather to black him. People were laughing. At least I was. I don't know about anybody else, but I was laughing about it once I saw it. Okay, you guys make it awful on your own. Not him. He just showed up and get the hell out of there after that. Okay, he's smirking because he wants it to be awful so he can sell the story for money. What can he sell? The thing was public. Anybody who makes any story about it, like the royal vat, okay, anybody could see it. Look, I make my videos off of the thing that was made public. I didn't need Harry to tell me a damn thing. My goodness. Apparently Dior had advertised that they dress him for the occasion. If they did, that's the truth, right? You people are so used to being lied to, you want them to lie? My goodness. Will he have been paid for that? Who cares? He need money for security. Who cares? Okay, anyway, we didn't see much of his clothes anyway. It's all about money and my dress. Think about the royal family. How much money did they spend for that nonsense? Okay, concentrate on the ones you pay tax for. Exactly, that's it in a nutshell. Okay, I keep on saying FFFS. What it stand for? Is it future what? What's the S for? I don't know. Okay, some of the replies on here slag off a bloke they've never met, all based on what they've either heard on telly or read in a tabloid. All a bit pathetic, really, in my opinion. Okay, I find them noisy and irrelevant. I seldom take any notice of stupid people. Okay, exactly so. All those vilifying him are just greedy and envious. He escaped a gilded nightmare. They all give anything to join. They denigrate anyone who won't put greed above all else and all things. That's a very good point. Very good point. Well said. One thing that struck me about today's coronation was the utter lack of joy on the part of the royals. It was a funeral. I saw the carriage where Charles was angry. When this guy has everything. Can you imagine this? Everything, but yet he still can be happy. What the F? What the F? And you have people who have less find ways to be happy. And obviously Harry, who has less than his father, find ways to be happy. Okay, Prince Harry has escaped a transactional institution where most of its members have psychological issues due to a life of hideous power games. Yep. I'm glad this person mentioned that, power games. Lately, I've been thinking, for these people, even in politics and everything else, these people, they doing these things as a game. As a game. I don't think they really care too much about, not only they want to make sure they have something in their pocket, they're using that as a game. It's a game to them. The people that they're affecting, their lives and everything, it's a game to them. The policy makers, the one who should change life, they take it as a game. See people in pain and suffering, it's a game to them. Yeah, I agree with that, because the other day I was thinking about it, something that I watched. I forgot what it was, and I was like, wow, they're just playing with people's life, and it's just a game to them. You know how people invest into the stock market and all of that? For them, this is a game, how they could maximize their potentials and all of that. Okay, no, okay. Everyone else saw an awkward, slighted embarrassment, a shadow of his former self. Nope, not really. Okay, try again, this time with brain. Let's go to the next one. Meghan probably told Harry, make sure you smile. Okay, no matter what happened, just smile, and then come home. And come to me, and I'll reward you. The video that I did, what did I call it? May 6 in a nutshell, something like that. And I was gonna extend it to, you know, spicy rice and everything. And I was like, you know what? Let me just leave it like that. Anyway, Prince Harry rose. Let me see. Okay, it's not the same thing. Okay. Prince Harry rose above it all and did the right thing and attended the coronation. His father responded by putting him several rows back with no role in the ceremony. That's fine. He's not a working role. Everything Prince Harry said about his family is true. Team Harry. Okay. You really think Charles did the seating plan? Jeez. I mean, I'm sure he has a say on to make sure that Charles may not arrange everything, but I'm pretty sure he probably will say certain things, have an input, make sure he's not close to me so the camera don't focus on him or something like that. All right, you're right. Camilla probably did. That's a good one. Okay, any other family wouldn't have had him near them after selling story. Like the family hasn't have. Okay, such an invasion of privacy, and he didn't even say that much anyway. Okay, I am glad he went and then left. It shows respect to his father for once, and recognizes that people are uncomfortable around him. I do wish him and his family well though. Okay, thanks for that, but he didn't sell his family out. The amount of nonsense they put him through. All right. I don't even want to go in there because I know the squad will come after her. There have been plenty stories about him his whole life. He did it in the open. Your definition of loyalty is different than mine. That's definitely true. All right, let's see here. Everything. Prince Harry, quote, the highlight for me is sticking him on the back of the bicycle and his little baby seat and taking him on these bike rides, which is something I was never able to do when I was young. Queen, some recollection may vary, and did it will be so. Okay, you don't understand the difference between sitting on a bike for a photo op and being able to ride your bike down the road without a paparazzi taking photo of you. That is true. I didn't think of it that way. I did not think of it that way. That is true, because these people are only, who had the hell go on a bike ride with a suit? With a suit. Have anybody ever seen when he plays polo? Okay, who goes on a bike ride with a suit? This is Diana here. I could see. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Okay, he did the right thing by signaling his support for the racist, imperialist royal family. He might be the victim of his own family, but he still stands in solidarity with them over the crime against the rest of the world they literally profit from. Okay, I hear you. I admit I hadn't thought of it this way. But the thing is that he's not in charge. He is not in charge. That interview that Princess Anne said, where they were asking about some of these issues, where she said that she has to stand behind the crown, the sovereign.
As we're in this moment of transition, I think it's not unnatural that people are having conversations about the monarchy and the place of the monarchy in various countries, Canada included. And some of the recent polling is suggesting that there is a drop in the percentage of people who would like to see the monarchy continue. How do you deal with that as a family?
Well, we don't, in many respects, need to deal with it. Mm-hmm. Not least of all because it is the monarch that is the key to this, and the constitution that underpins the monarchy.
Are there conversations about relevance?
There will be everywhere. It's not a conversation that I would necessarily have. I think it's perfectly true that it is a moment where you need to have that discussion. But I would just underline that the monarchy provides, with the Constitution, a degree of long-term stability that is actually quite hard to come by any other way.
And when we think about this duty, this role that the king has taken on, what kind of king do you think he'll be?
Well, you know what you're getting, because he's been practicing for a bit. And I don't think he'll change. You know, he is committed to his own level of service. That will remain true.
This kind of thing. Now, I'm not saying, there's Harry here. He show his branch where he doesn't agree with it. But when you look at the overall of things, when push come to shove, if things don't go well and certain thing, I mean, they're probably going to give him a hard time anyway to accept him, to stay over there and all of that. But he has to show his true solidarity for his country as well. That's something he said when he was leaving to go meet Archie and Meghan in Canada, that he will always serve the Queen. UK is his home and all of that. He let us know.
I want you to hear the truth from me, as much as I can share, not as a prince or a duke, but as Harry, the same person that many of you have watched grow up over the last 35 years, but now with a clearer perspective. The UK is my home and a place that I love. That will never change. I also know that you've come to know me well enough over all these years to trust that the woman I chose as my wife upholds the same values as I do. And she does. And she's the same woman I fell in love with. We both do everything we can to fly the flag and carry out our roles for this country with pride. Once Meghan and I were married, we were excited, we were hopeful, and we were here to serve. For those reasons, it brings me great sadness that it has come to this. The decision that I have made for my wife and I to step back is not one I made lightly. It was so many months of talks after so many years of challenges. And I know I haven't always gotten it right, but as far as this goes, there really was no other option. What I want to make clear is, we're not walking away. And we certainly aren't walking away from you. Our hope was to continue serving the Queen, the Commonwealth, and my military associations, but without public funding. Unfortunately, that wasn't possible. I've accepted this, knowing that it doesn't change who I am or how committed I am. But I hope that helps you understand what it had come to, that I would step my family back from all I have ever known, to take a step forward into what I hope can be a more peaceful life. I was born into this life, and it is a great honour to serve my country and the Queen. When I lost my mum 23 years ago, you took me under your wing. You looked out for me for so long, but the media is a powerful force. And my hope is one day our collective support for each other can be more powerful, because this is so much bigger than just us. It has been our privilege to serve you, and we will continue to lead a life of service. So in that respect, nothing changes. It has also been a privilege to meet so many of you. I will always have the utmost respect for my grandmother, my Commander-in-Chief, and I am incredibly grateful to her and the rest of my family for the support they have shown Meghan and I over the last few months. I will continue to be the same man who holds his country dear and dedicates his life to supporting the causes, charities and military communities that are so important to me. Together, you have given me an education about living, and this role has taught me more about what is right and just than I could ever have imagined. We are taking a leap of faith, so thank you for giving me the courage to take this next step.
He let us know. But whatever the people, the country decided to shape the UK into, this is where he will stand. You could see he doesn't agree with the decision of the how do you call it, the sovereign, okay, what the institution have done. He let us know that. He doesn't stand by it, but at the same time, this is what's there. And he, as the only person, cannot change that. He chose his path. He showed us where he is passionate about. Okay, you see the royal family pretending they're helping people, but there's Harry who's truly passionate about the things, helping the people that his family have put so much pain and suffering into.
I will continue to be the same man who holds his country dear and dedicates his life to supporting the causes, charities and military communities that are so important to me.
He's done the Invictus, where the royal family, because the royal family, the sovereign, is in charge of the military. Okay, send them to war. I know people said it's parliament who send these people who make the decision, whatever, but the institution co-signed it. Okay, there's Harry who come and said, okay, the damaged one, the one who got hurt, who's missing limb, let me come and help them. Did the royal family thought of it that way? Once the people finish serve, they discard them. I don't know what was there before the Invictus, because when you look at Invictus, they do just more than just the how do you call this? Then they do more than just the Invictus thing. They really truly help the people, the injured. There was, go on my other channel. Okay, what do I call it? Our part of service, where I highlight charities that the Sussexes are involved or part of. Go and go and subscribe to that channel. I discuss a lot of these things. Invictus, some of the work that they've done, and people that they help. I think there was someone who was injured, needed to fly back to the UK, and that person, I believe, was a soldier, former soldier, who get involved. Invictus help pay for their traveling and all of that. If it was to come out of their pocket, it will cost them a lot. Okay, so Invictus does much more than just the Invictus game. Alright, the Invictus game is something to help the mind of the people to work towards to achieve certain goals in terms of exercise and all of that. And then there's different branches outside of Invictus of the sports aspect of it. Okay, this is why I do the other video. The other channel. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. Alright, so why did I bring all of this? Okay, I did, the part that the institution and all of that. So Harry is differentiating himself with the rest of the royal family. Okay, he doesn't just like a brain dead, just follow and follow and follow. He see the wrong, he interact with people, and all those places that they were sending him that the royal didn't even want to go, because what is it? Charles doesn't care about Harry. Princess Diana's not there to protect Harry when he was younger and all of that. So there was no one there to really say, oh, let's not send Harry there or whatever. But they sent him anyway, and it was a good thing, because Harry get to see outside of that institution how people truly living their lives. When you hear from the what he said in the Obama Foundation, when he talked to those soldiers, some of the problems that they're going through, the girlfriends, the wives, all the issues that they were telling him, these kind of things, he heard them, he understand them.
How do you understand it to begin with? How do you know that that's a part of your destiny?
Well, we don't, put it this way, we don't all sit in a room with a queen and a blackboard going. It's a kind of, I don't know, I think it's, I wouldn't say it's in our blood, but at the same time I think it's over history and watching our parents, watching our grandparents, and just learn.
Helped you to understand that position that you were in?
Spending 10 years in the military was one.
And what did that do for you?
I think I wouldn't say it changed my outlook on life, but there were certainly experiences that I went through during those 10 years that not only was I surrounded by normal people on a day-to-day basis and being able to share and talk about everyday issues that they were going through, but it was a grounding moment for me as well. You know, wearing the same uniform as all of the people that I was serving with, getting an opportunity to serve your country on operations, but also being part of a family. And that's not just the guys and the girls that were wearing the uniform, but also the wives, the girlfriends, the kids. That whole network of support was huge. But I think my understanding of service and duty became really, really ingrained, or it was given to me by my service in the military, because that's what it's all about. And you're taking young people from some of the most deprived cities and towns across the UK for the British Armed Forces, and I know it's the rest for the rest of the world as well. But you're taking some people who've had some really, really hard upbringings and hard backgrounds, and you're training them to be ambassadors. You're training them to be fighters, but you're training them to be brothers in arms with each other as well. And I think that's an incredibly powerful tool to be able to do. And I have a huge amount of respect for anybody, whatever their background is, to be able to serve your country like that.
He wasn't, for him, in the Palace War, they indoctrinate him into not having any feelings, not having anything, some sort of understanding of the outside world. But when he see himself being next to those soldiers and they all have problems, and none of the problems that they telling him, he never experienced it, with the exception of him losing his mother and all of that. Okay, and then the man-made problem that's happening in his family, and he can't even talk about it. But when he see the true other struggles that's happening, it enlightened him, and he made those stories made him understand certain things that the royal family will never understand. The only people who will understand are those who marry in. But is unfortunately, some of them, once they marry in, they forget where they come from. And this is why I said at the beginning of this video, I'm so very at awe at Meghan, who never forget one branch, one fiber of what made her who she is. You know? So this kind of thing. Alright, so let's move on. Next tweet, I could go on and on the way I see things.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.